Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. I see a lot of people already in the chat, but before we get into what we would like to talk about, this is our Sunday Fun Day brunch hour, where we're going to talk about some of the hottest tea on the internet. And one of the hottest teas on the internet right now is this Nene Leakes and Jason Lee interview. There was a lot. I literally had to watch it multiple times, take notes, and bring a couple of clips that I would like for you guys to hear. I won't play the video. I'm not sure if I can play Fox Soul here on the channel. Don't need a copyright strike, just saying. TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're live there. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Facebook, the Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Radio Network on Facebook, and we're live on Kempire Daily on Facebook, live on the Kempire on Twitter, Periscope, and live on Twitch, the Kempire as well. Speaking of Kempire Radio, just want to remind you guys, a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, came out on Friday. So if you want an unfiltered version of some of the hot topics that we talk about here on the channel, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to rate and review, because it matters. There are tons of podcasts out right now, so it's really hard for smaller podcasts to get the necessary attention on us. So be sure to rate and review. It helps us a lot. For links on the different platforms that we are on, check out KempireRadio.com or the links in the description of this video. But if you put in Kempire Radio, whatever podcast that you love, especially Apple or Spotify, we are there. Shout out to the mods that are already in the chat. I see you guys. Shout out to everyone that always comes through and shows support. I see Nicole, I see Faya, I see Diana, I see Patty, I see St. J, I see Leslie, I see Bulat, I see Twan the Don, I see Heather. Who am I? I'm Peaceful, Cubby. I see you guys. I see you. I see you. I see you. Tracy, Tara, Danielle's here. Scarlett, Susie. Not paid. Miriam. not paid by anyone but Miriam. Shout out to everyone. Trinidad's in the house. Hey, Soraya. All right. That's enough. That's enough. I could keep reading, because we have more and more people coming in here. We have almost 100 people already in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here on time. I know I was a couple of minutes late, but look, there's a lot that I'm doing behind the scenes. Shout out to my TikTok. We're live on TikTok as well. TikTok, if you would like for me to see your comments, head on over to one of our other platforms. We're live on Kempire Daily on YouTube, and we're live on Kempire Radio on YouTube, and we're live on Facebook on all of those platforms. We're also live on Twitch and Periscope. So that means we're live on the Kempire on Twitter, so you can actually watch us on Twitter. And please share. Sharing is caring. It is also Pride Month. So shout out to all of my LGBTQIA plus community. And because it's Pride Month, I'm doing a wonderful charitable collaboration with Cameo. If you didn't know, I'm on Cameo. And from June 4th to June 11th, Cameo is giving 20% net profit from the cameos that I do. And I'm giving 100% of my profits to a charitable organization. If you would like a birthday shout out, an anniversary shout out, even if it's in the future, book it now. That way you're able to help give back during this Pride Month. Links are available in the description of this video. Yes, I see all the rainbows. I love seeing the rainbows. Let the rainbows keep coming in, y'all. Let all the rainbows keep coming in, because my favorite quote of all time, one of my favorite quotes of all time, I love quotes, and because it's Sunday, why not quote a preacher? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "An injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And it's a quote that I always say to myself, because when someone else is battling, be it our Asian community, communities, or our Jewish communities, whatever it may be, we have to pay attention. We have to take it seriously, because today it might be them, tomorrow it might be you. So happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. That is where can you hurry up? Look, I can't hurry up. There are things that we have to do. There are things that we have to do and talk about, y'all. We are going to get into this Nene situation. If you didn't know, Nene did an interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. I've actually worked with Jason before. He's come on the Kempire Radio website when we had the website a few years ago. Twan Don, thank you so much for the super chat. Twan says, I'll provide the food for this brunch. Thank you. Oh, I see a croissant. I see grapes. I see pineapples. Eat and drink up and take a to-go bag so I don't have to throw away any food. I hate to waste food. I hate to, but I'm always wasting food, unfortunately. I hate it. All right, so I hope you guys watched the interview. I will be playing some audio from the interview so that you guys can sort of get a gist of what happened. But Nene in this interview, I mean, not a lot of new things were said, but a lot of shots were taken at KANDI, at MARLO, at Andy Cohen, a few people. But specifically, a lot of shots were taken at KANDI. And look, we've seen KANDI and Nene go at it on The Real Housewives of Atlanta multiple times. A lot of people have said Nene just feels insecure around KANDI because KANDI is so successful. She came on the show being a millionaire, already having the accolades. Well, it seems as if Nene is making it seem that KANDI is a snake. I know that's the narrative a lot of people have been trying to put out there, but you also have to remember the source. Before we get into the Nene interview, I hear that Meghan Markle has given birth. Meghan Markle has given birth, y'all. Can we just talk about that really quickly? Because, you know, when we have breaking, this is why you got to turn on your notification bells. So when we have breaking news, Meghan Markle has given birth to a baby girl. You may recall in her interview with Oprah Winfrey on CBS, she confirmed the sex of her child. Well, according to Page 6, she has given birth. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex has announced the birth of their second child, Lilibet Lily Diana Mountbatten Windsor, and paid tribute to both Queen Elizabeth and the late Princess Diana with their child's name, as Lilibet is the Queen's family's nickname. Wow. So that's the Queen's nickname. So she named her after the nickname of the Queen. That also just confirms, you know, we've heard and they've said that there is a close relationship, and there was a close relationship with Prince Philip before he passed and with Queen Elizabeth. And this is what they said in a statement. It is with great joy that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, welcome their daughter, Lilibet Lily Diana Mountbatten Windsor, to the world. This was a statement from the press secretary from the Duke and Duchess, said today, both mother and child are healthy and well and settling in at home. Congratulations to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. We will be digging deep into this story a little bit later on. As I said to you guys before, if you're not locked in and you don't have your notifications on, you miss out. Congratulations to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I'm excited for their new journey. And I love the name. Lilibet. AAK Lily. We'll call her Princess Lily. Not yet. We can't call Princess Lily until Prince Charles takes the throne. Correct? Y'all correct me in the comments section. Anyways, let's move on. Let's get back into this Nene story. As I said to you before we jump into it, we have almost 200 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't liked it before. TikTok, tap on the screen to get more people into the chat. Let's jump into this conversation. So as I said to you before, Nene dropped by Hollywood Unlocked on Fox Soul in an interview with her friend, Jason Lee, talked a lot about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, her next moves, and all of that. Look, we'll dive into Nene's next moves. I want to preface this by saying I don't want this to be a Nene slander session. Nene was an integral part to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. There were times in the last few years that Nene has, I don't know, for lack of a better term, was smelling herself. Meaning that she got a big head. You know, she wasn't doing scenes. She was stepping out. She attacked a cameraman and a producer. Someone lost a tooth. It got really dark before it got really great. And I enjoyed Nene. Did I miss Nene in this season? I mean, there were times I would have loved a Nene in this season, but do I think Nene is the only best part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? No, I feel like it truly was an ensemble cast. But in this new interview, speaking of ensembles, in this new interview, Nene said that pretty much that she's the Beyonce of the whole situation at the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, I'm paraphrasing. Let's take a listen to what Nene had to say. Let me just test this out so you guys can hear Let me just turn this up a little bit. I'm not going to actually play the video. I'm just going to play the audio for you guys. Hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. Just want to make sure I have this here. And happy Sunday, y'all. Brunch. Look, I have my orange juice here. Take a sip. I have orange juice. You can have your mimosa. I don't drink. It is what it is. All right, let's take a listen to what Nene had to say.
There's a lot of people out there that do what we do, but can't take the heat when it's their turn. You know, we all get a turn. So it takes a very special person to do that.
Yes, it does. And you're special. I see it. I get it. I get it. I see it, Jason.
No, you are too. Okay, so Nene, now you left the show Housewives of Atlanta, and the show has not been the same. I feel like they're building all these contrived storylines at this point to keep the heartbeat of the show going. The last time I saw you, not the last time I saw you, the time before we went to dinner, Tanya was at dinner. She was one of the Housewives of Atlanta. She now has since, I think, you guys are friends still?
No, I said she was a friend.
To the show? I thought she had a peach, no?
No peach, baby.
But the last time we were all at dinner, she's now gone from Atlanta because she couldn't handle one of the storylines. Do they not make them the way they used to when you were running the show?
No, they don't make them like that no more, baby.
Okay, but many people now have been talking about you leaving the show and that the show is not what it used to be. Do you read those comments and do you think told you?
No, I never think I told you so, but I think it's very difficult to go to the burger place down the street and think you're going to get a Happy Meal. I mean, McDonald's started the Happy Meal. So it's very hard to, in a very nice way, go somewhere and think that you can feel the shoes of something that someone started. You know, in another way, let me say, it's kind of hard to have the group Destiny's Child and take Beyonce out and still think you have Destiny's Child. It's kind of difficult to do that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, no, I want Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then, you know, what's interesting over there.
We'll stop it there for now. If you're just joining us, we have over 200 people in the chat. This is our Sunday Fun Day brunch hour where we talk some hot topics. If you just missed the breaking news, Meghan Markle has given birth. Be sure to check out that information at the top of the video. Again, so look, I mean, do I think, is she exaggerating? No, I don't think Nene's exaggerating. Nene was an important part. I do feel as if Nene started feeling herself a little too much, but we can't deny what Nene brought to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if you saw my collaboration with Fam Tarot, based on what the tarot cards are saying, it came down to a money issue. And Nene does talk about a money situation on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, saying that some of these girls will come on, and you see this in the corporate world, you see this at any job, that there are people that will work for cheap. She even says not only will they work for $1,000 an episode, she said they will work for free. They will act up for free. And I believe that. And in regards to getting paid $1,000 an episode, as you know, those allegations were thrown out by LaToya Forever's ex-husband, Adam Ali. I believe it. Look at Wendy. We heard that Wendy was getting, from the Real Housewives of Potomac, was getting paid very, very little for this new season of the Real Housewives of Potomac. But if there are people willing to act a fool on reality TV, not to say that these women are, and they're willing to do it for a cheap price, of course Bravo's going to throw money at them, because as we said multiple times, we think Bravo is making shifts. Bravo contracts aren't the same. Bravo's not trying to spend the money that they're used to spending, especially when some of these housewives were making millions of dollars off of the show. It is. It is what it is. I just posted the StreamYard link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. I will be taking phone calls in just a second. I just want to kind of get through some of the highlights of this interview. We're talking about a new interview that Nene Leakes did with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked on Fox Soul. Of course, we will be posting the full interview so you guys can go over there and support their channel and see the full interview. Let me just get into some of the other highlights. I took some notes, and let me fast forward to where I want to go next. Hold on, y'all, because I don't have a producer. I'm handling everything behind the scenes. Y'all gonna have to hold on a second, okay? All right. So in regards to KANDI, as you saw in the thumbnail, she does address KANDI. And remember the deleted scene that we keep talking about and addressing, in which KANDI confronts Portia about KANDI reaching out to the Bravo executives, and then that whole text message conversation that was excluded from the latest season. So everyone was questioning why Kenya was questioning Portia's activism. Well, she addresses it in this interview as well, but it doesn't seem like she's made peace with the situation. It doesn't seem as if she understands KANDI's side. She believes KANDI, I mean, for lack of a better word, she doesn't call her a snake, but she makes it seem as if she's a snake, even to the point where at one point, Jason calls KANDI devious. A lot of people want to spread that narrative about KANDI being devious. I don't believe that. I don't know KANDI, but I don't believe that KANDI's a devious person. I think she's definitely strategic. I definitely think she's a smart businesswoman. And one of the things that I noticed, is specifically when she was talking about the Boys to Men situation, KANDI knows, and also when she was addressing the Portia situation, KANDI understands business. I cannot blame KANDI for not reaching out to these other women about a business move. KANDI reached out to Bravo executives, according to her, about people behind the scenes, about bringing more people of color in regards to production and those types of things. I don't see why KANDI had to check in with the other ladies, especially if it wasn't just for what was happening on Atlanta. She was reaching out to Bravo, not Truly Original, who produces the show. She was reaching out to Bravo. And based on what KANDI was saying, not that I need to speak for KANDI, but I'm just trying to give you a full idea of what has been going on in regards to this whole KANDI reaching out to Bravo versus going with the other ladies. KANDI said that there have been times where she's texted them things and tried to get them into other things, and it's been leaked to the blogs. That's part of the reason why she doesn't involve them in those types of things. And she says normally she wouldn't involve them in something like that if it's a business move. KANDI is her own entity. If it had something to do with pay and something with, representation on Atlanta, I can see why they were like, let's all go together. But apparently in this interview, she still feels a way about this. But let's take another listen to what Nene had to say in regards to, actually, I'm not going to play this part because they talk about, I don't know if you guys remember the allegations, not allegations. They talk about the T.I. and Tiny situation. So Nene alludes to what she said during a stand-up special. If you recall, a person was heckling Nene when she was doing stand-up comedy. They said to go off yourself. And then she said, incline, oh, I hope that you get blah, 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 blah. If you don't know the story, go Google it. I just don't want to say it on here because we don't need that type of situation. But she pretty much alludes that, not alludes, first of all, you may recall after that whole drama, she was supposed to be sort of like the host of the Escape tour, that, the Escape reunion tour, but KANDI decided to pull her off from it. It seemed as if it was amicable and Nene understood during the time, but apparently Nene doesn't understand, because she says, and matter of fact, let me just kind of get my notes open so I can remember. She pretty much says she was removed from the Escape reunion tour, but KANDI still tours with Tiny, even though she has these allegations against her right now. She, still works with Tiny during the Versus. But we have to remember, Nene, we saw you say these things. So it was confirmed. These T.I. and Tiny allegations are allegations. I know a lot of people are already considering them guilty because there are multiple women involved in making these allegations. However, there's still allegations. Nothing has been proven yet. If it was proven and KANDI decided to continue to work with her, then that's a different thing. That's a whole other situation. But you alluding to or associating what's going on with T.I. and Tiny and the situation of what went on with you, I think that's a reach. That's a reach. And she also says what she said to the heckler was, although she said she immediately apologized, she at the same time said it was a joke. What you said to that woman doesn't sound like a joke. I didn't find that funny. I didn't find that funny. So she contradicted herself a couple of times. But I want you to take a listen. First of all, we have over 300 people in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here for our Sunday Fun Day brunch hour. If you have a mimosa, whatever you're drinking, take a drink, take a sip. I also have my green drink here, so I really should be drinking my green drink and not orange juice right now. Toya says, Tiny and Kandi are sisters. Nene can't compete where she doesn't compare. Oh, I like how you said that, Toya. I posted the link for you guys to call in. I will be taking phone callers. I just want to kind of get through some of these clips first. Again, if you would like to support the channel in a very easy and free way, hit that like button and be sure to share it. TikTok, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, we're talking about the T.I., well, not T.I. We're talking about the Nene Leakes interview that she did on Hollywood Unlocked. We are live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel and Kempire Radio YouTube channel. We're live on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. Be sure to head on over to those platforms. That way I'll be able to see your comments and questions. All right, let's get into this. Let me just play another clip for you guys from this conversation that she had with Jason. And again, I will be posting the full interview in the description of this video. Hold on, y'all. Let's cue this up. And this. All right, let's go.
To figure this out. I mean, they didn't say that.
Now, I find it very interesting. Now, Kandi, I don't know her really. I mean, we have each other's numbers, but she's never been on the show, and I've never really been able to get closer. There's always been this little thing with her that's like, I know who she is, and I know she's Kandi, and she's talented, and people like her, but there's always this little devious thing in the back of my mind when I think of her. Why would she come out against you, but not go out against somebody else? Do you think she was threatened by you on the show too? Because I mean, even though she seems more solid, more solid than some of the other girls, and she's successful and all that outside the show, do you think there's some level of intimidation when it comes to you? Okay. I just find it ironic. When I saw them doing the verses the other night, and Tiny's always been nice to me too. Let me be very clear. She's a very sweet woman, and she's always been nice to me. I don't know T.I., but I did look at that. I was like, wait a minute, that's pretty interesting, because it's almost like you're,
Let me just say, I think people cheer for a lot of people that they shouldn't cheer for. I tell you that. That's the only thing I can say. They cheer for a lot of people. They put people on pedestals that should not be put on pedestals. There's a lot of things that happen behind closed doors that people don't know, that the public just don't know about. And there are people that are getting places because they're doing things behind closed doors. That's how they get there. They don't get there because they're truly talented. They're not getting there because they are a true mogul. They're not getting there because they are true hustlers. They're not getting there because they're super smart or super talented. That's not how they get to these places.
But how are they getting there then?
Because people do a lot of things behind closed doors to get places. Do you know what I mean? There are a lot of people that get places. You hear it all the time. Like they're performers and singers, and you look at, how did they get there? And there's this other super talented singer over here that just seems to get there. Like, wonder why? What are they doing? There's a lot of things that happen that people do that get places that other people don't. They do things.
Well,
Remember, I told you there are house people. Remember, there are house people.
House.
I don't know if that's the last what they call them now. They may call them snitches or something.
Well, okay, so this is the thing. When you had announced that you were leaving the show, I didn't even call you because I don't be trying to bother you and be in your business person.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. So those are some serious allegations. Is she saying that Kandi isn't talented enough to get the opportunities that Kandi has gotten? That's a serious thing to say. And to allude that Kandi is doing sneaky, devious, according to Jason Lee's description of Kandi behind the scenes. I don't know if I agree with that. No, I don't agree with that. I'm gonna just say that. I don't agree with that at all. As I said before, Nene does talk about the other women in this conversation. Look, Jason Lee has a job to do. Of course, he was trying to pull out some shady situations and conversation from Nene during it. And I have to say, Nene holds her own in the interview. They do have a personal relationship, so she does seem more comfortable than she normally would in other conversations. As I said before, she does address the whole reaching out to Kandi and the other ladies and trying to get them to go to Bravo in solidarity. Look, is that true? We heard about the text messages. We heard about what the deleted scene with Portia and Kandi. Who knows? Okay, I have more that I want to play for you guys before I take some callers. He does, Jason Lee does ask Nene if she would go back to RHOA. She doesn't say no. She says, of course, there would have to be some changes. And when she says changes, of course, she's talking about money. She wants the money that she wants to go back. I don't think Nene will ever go back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They also talk about her relationship with Andy, Portia. Let's take a listen to the Portia situation, because we've been following this Portia story since it broke. We've been following. We had breaking news here on the channel when the situation broke. So she talks about Portia, and I have to give Nene credit in regards to what she says about Portia, because although she says that she was mistaken when she liked and commented on the photo, I have to just kind of call BS though, Nene, because you said, "Oh, I saw her with Dennis," and no, that's not the photo that you commented on. It was the photo with just Simon, but maybe she thought it was Dennis. I don't know. Let me just play the clip for you guys. We have almost 400 people in the chat. Like this video, share this video. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We will be taking phone callers in just a second. I've posted the link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts, because I'm sure you have plenty of thoughts. Stay on the line. I see quite a few backstage. Just stay on the line. We are just getting it together back here. Let me just play another clip for you guys. Hold on one second.
Change. You still got all these businesses popping. The backdrop of your house looks rich. I've never been to your house. You did invite me one time. I don't know what happened, but I think your house is a little too. I was not in Aruba. Maybe I was at Swinging Richards. So one of the most famous lines that you said on the show, you've said many, like you said, you're the queen of memes. You have all these one lines. You said, "Close your legs to married men." I had to go do some research to see if you were talking about Portia, but you were talking about somebody else. Now that you look and see with Portia and Fallon's soon-to-be ex-husband, who's friends with her ex-man, is now her soon-to-be husband. What do you think of all that?
I think it looks bad. In my opinion, it looks bad. However, you've been in reality TV like I have, Jason. A lot of times when people come on the show, you don't know them, okay? So they make it appear that you do, when you really don't. So I can believe that Portia did not know the girl, but it looks bad. It doesn't look good, I would say that, because they did work together. They did travel together. So she did get to know her son, and she did visit the girl's home. So it doesn't look good at all. So
I know you had congratulated her online, and people went crazy because they thought you were condoning it, but you didn't really even. You said you hadn't been watching the show, so you were just congratulating her on what looked to be happy for her, being in a happy relationship, but you didn't know that she was with her soon-to-be ex-friend's soon-to-be ex-husband.
Right. I didn't know who he was. I saw pictures of her the day before. She was with two men, and I saw Dennis. I just thought her and Dennis were together. I didn't know that she had gotten him. I actually thought he was Miss Diane's boyfriend.
I don't know her.
Miss Diane is Portia's mom.
Oh, okay. Wait, so because Claudia Jordan, when she was on the show, she said that there was Portia or women were down there were getting cars from these Africans, and this guy looks African, but he wasn't the guy. Because recently I got an article sent to me that it was some other guy. Does Portia just have an interest in Africans? Is that her thing, or?
I'll stop. Jason is so shady. I'll just let you know. Nene says, well, Dennis wasn't African. Okay, but how many other boyfriends has she had that were African? I'll just do that. It's Sunday Fun Day Brunch here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on TikTok. Head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel if you want to see what we're talking about. You can hear and watch behind the scenes, which is fine. We're also live on Facebook. We're live on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, and we're live on Twitter, The Kempire, Twitch, The Kempire as well. Okay. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to everyone that's supporting the channel with likes and a super chat. Let's get those likes up to 400. We got over 400 people in the chat. Grandma Scary, thank you so much for the super chat. Grandma Scary says this: Nene cuts her own throat. She's too much of a big head. Look, we've heard that multiple times, but I do want to keep saying Nene was an important part of the franchise. She definitely was an important part to Atlanta, but overall the franchise. And she talks about her relationship with Andy Cohen. She drops a couple of things. We already heard that she's the one who came up with the idea of Watch What Happens Live. But she also says that Andy Cohen didn't know Anderson Cooper back when when Jason Lee and all of them were hanging out. They didn't really know each other. And now they're like besties. They're besties and they're touring together, all that good stuff. I mean, things happen. Look, things happen. But I'm going to play a clip from what she says about Andy Cohen. But Patty, thank you so much for the super chat. Patty says there's no better way to spend Sunday brunch than with Kempire and community. Thank you so much, Patty. We appreciate you supporting the channel and always being here and holding us down. Again, I am looking for more moderators to add to our Kempire community. Let us know your interests in the comment section, and if you're here consistently and I see you really rep us hard, we will definitely sorry y'all, that was my fire detector making sure that it's still working. It just put out a test noise. It doesn't need to change the battery. It was a sound check. It was a sound check to make sure I don't have to change the battery. Okay, let's get back into this interview. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Nene Leakes' new interview with Jason Lee on Hollywood Unlocked on Fox Soul. Again, we will be posting and citing our sources, as always, in the description of this video after the live. And more information on how you can support the channel and follow me on social media is available in the description. And don't forget, between June 4th and June 11th, I will be donating 100% of the proceeds from your Cameo requests. I am on Cameo, the Kempire on Cameo. So if you have a birthday coming up, an anniversary, or if you just want a message from me, you will be supporting not just me, but 100% of the proceeds made from my Cameo will be going to a charity from June 4th to June 11th. All right, let's get back into this interview. I want to play that part where she talks about Andy. Hold on, y'all. Just give me a second. Okay.
It's just not assuming or thinking or any of those things. I definitely put Watch What Happens Live on the map. I definitely helped put Andy on the map. There's no question about that. You know, for those who don't remember, I don't even have time to explain to you. Andy was an executive. Okay, he was not a TV personality when we met. So there's no doubt about that. You just have to go back and be on research. I loved Andy like he was a family. There's no doubt about that.
Do you feel betrayed?
Yes.
And why do you still give him and the network so much grace when you feel like you've been used and betrayed? Because I couldn't do it.
You know, I can't deny my feelings. You know, I'm not gonna. It's almost like me being friends with someone and you fall out with them. I can't pretend like I never loved them or, you know, that just doesn't make sense. I loved him like he was a family member. So I won't just ever deny that. I had lots of fun with him. I felt we had a great relationship. And I don't know where, when things went wrong. I don't know. I'm, I'm surprised and saddened that things had gone very left. And I felt very blindsided about it.
All right, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Nene Leakes, and that was her talking about her relationship with Andy Cohen. She said that her relationship with Andy Cohen was almost like a family, but do you call your family racist? And if he was racist or had racist behavior, like, did that just start recently? Is that when the situation went awry? Okay. Another thing that she talks about is Marlo and if Marlo deserves a peach. And I have to say, no, like I'll play the clip first and then I'll weigh in because I do want to take some of your phone calls. I see that everyone's backstage, but we have over 400 people in the chat. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. I appreciate everyone that's here. Super chat. I just saw a super chat. Hold on. Grandma Scary says, how do you order a Cameo? There is a link in my bio. Moderators, if you can just post the link to my Cameo, or you can just download the Cameo app and request me, TheKempire, on Cameo, and you can make a Cameo request. Thank you so much, Grandma Scary, for the super chat. Thank you, Leslie, for posting the link. All right. Yes, Victoria says, hello, Kempire Nation. If you guys haven't seen, I have updated for Pride some of our social media here on the channel. You'll see our new little banner. I was up late last night creating some of this stuff, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take myself out and you can, I think I did. Hold on, y'all. Before we get into the rest of this conversation. Yes, I did. Hold on. Take a look at the banner. Let me know what you guys think in the description. And I'm back. All right. Let's get into the next part. So Marlo deserving a peach. Let's get into that. Hold on, y'all. Let me just... And again, I will be citing my sources in the description of this video. You're now listening to the interview with Nene Leakes and Jason Lee on Hollywood Unlocked on Fox Soul. So be sure to check them out. But before we get into that, just a reminder for those that are watching this live afterwards, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But as always, and a reminder and a disclaimer, be respectful, not only of myself, but people calling in and other people that are commenting. We want to keep this a safe place for people to share their thoughts, no matter what you think, but share your thoughts in the comment section. All right, let's get into another part.
Since Nene left, Nene not being on the show just doesn't make sense to me. It also doesn't make sense that Marlo doesn't have a peach yet. And I've had Marlo on the show twice now where I've said to her, I don't understand why you don't have a peach. And she says she's ready for a peach and she's ready to show more of her life. Don't you think it's overdue for Marlo at this point?
No, I disagree.
Oh, you don't think Marlo deserves a peach?
I disagree.
Why?
Well, the reason I disagree is because if you've been doing something for so long, I don't see the network giving you a peach. I just don't. I'm just speaking from my eyes and the way I view the network and the way television works. You have given them everything, for this amount of pay. Why do they need to give you a peach? For what? But what's going to change? They get everything they need right now. What are they going to get when they give you a peach? All they're going to get is a photo with you holding a peach. What is actually going to change? Do you know anything that's going to change? That's a real question.
Maybe we'll see who she's dating. Maybe we'll see more of that personal stuff, family stuff with her family that we haven't seen. I don't know.
If they want to see, they can see it. And she was young. And they know that. They actually have shown. They show you her personal stuff. She has her 2 nephews, and they show you her 2 nephews. That's it.
So do you think that what gives you so much power and clout within the show? Because
we're gonna stop it there. I kind of agree with Nene. I agree with Nene. And Marlo has said multiple times that she's okay being a friend of. Yes, now she's saying that she would want to be one of the housewives, but maybe because Nene's not on the show anymore, so she feels like she can step up in that position. But honestly, I think that would probably be detrimental to Marlo being consistent on the show. I do think Marlo doesn't really have that much of an interesting personal life, and I'm not that invested in seeing more of that. I wouldn't mind seeing Marlo still be a friend of the show. The producer can do whatever they want. We've said this multiple times. KANDI said it in her interview with Marlo. They went to her businesses. They show her with her nephews. They can do whatever they want. They can pay her almost a housewife's salary and not make her a housewife. I think that's unimportant. What's important is what's written on her contract. You know what I mean? And they're still showing off her businesses. I don't think Marlo needs a peach to be successful. She's been successful without a peach on the show. But that's me. That's just me. All right, I want to kind of get through some of the other parts. I'm not going to play a lot more. I just wanted to give you some highlights. She talked about what's going on with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and this is another thing that I agree with Nene on. She says the formula is a mess, and she compares it to Basketball Wives and why Basketball Wives is not working. And she says Basketball Wives is not working because there are one or two people, Shawnee O'Neal, that the other ladies can't come at without jeopardizing their position on the show. So it doesn't make the show real or authentic. I'm paraphrasing. And I agree with her. But then Nene says that's what was happening on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, alluding that someone like herself couldn't come at a KANDI. You came at KANDI all the time. I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. But I get what she's saying in regards to Basketball Wives. I don't know if that's necessarily the same particular issue, but I do think the formula at the Real Housewives of Atlanta does need some work. But I don't know if it's the same situation in regards to what was happening on Basketball Wives. Okay. Let me see. What else? I want to cover the Nene and Wendy situation because everyone's wondering where is Nene and Wendy's relationship. I want to play that clip so that you guys can hear what she had to say about the current status of her friendship with Wendy Williams. As you may recall, if you've been under a rock, they've had a couple of falling outs because Wendy would talk about Nene on her show, and Nene didn't appreciate it. Nene alluded to a lot of different things on social media after she sort of had this battle with Wendy. So let me just play that clip for you guys. Again, we have almost 500 people in the chat room. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe. We are giving you daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. We have a lot going on coming up in regards to the Real Housewives of Atlanta this week. Don't forget, our boy Up and Adam has an exclusive interview with Fallon Gobadia on June 10th, and we're going to break it down. I'm clearing my schedule. We're going to read the body language. We're going to look at everything that she said. We're going to break it down. So be ready to be here. Clear your schedule, because I will be. All right. Anyways, let's get into to this next part.
I ride Uber everywhere I go when I'm out of town.
it was so crazy, Nene. You and I literally look like twins today. I'm wearing denim. You're wearing blue. I wore this on the Wendy Williams show this morning. Do you remember her?
I do.
Now, when you guys became friends, I remember saying to Wendy, "It's gonna be interesting because you guys are very different." What do you think it was that attracted you two to become friends? Because you guys became close really fast, I think.
I've known Wendy for quite some time. I don't know, I can't tell you was one thing, over the other. I just think that, we clicked personally and we, just kind of hit off.
You guys had a very public fallout. She had said something to Andy that you didn't like, and you commented on it, and then it went back and forth. Where are you at with it now? I mean, have you all spoken? Do you miss that friendship?
I consider myself a good friend, period. I love Wendy. We've had a couple of public falling outs. Wendy's done a lot of stuff or said things, and I don't come out and publicly talk about stuff when she says stuff. We hung out, and I enjoy every hangout. I don't talk about our hanging outs and stuff. I just think that I know that she does a television show, and you can talk about everybody in the world if you want to. That's what you do. But I think you have a couple of friends, and there's certain things if they're just your couple of friends, they're just off limits. She wasn't friends with Andy for a very long time, and I just think some things are just not right to say. We didn't have any issues. Some things are just not right to say. It's just all it is too. Since then, though, she did call me and tried to talk to me, but I just wasn't here.
Well, what about now? I mean, are you open to it now? I mean, I want us all to be one happy family again. I remember when we all hung out that one night at the club, and my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend came up to me. You didn't catch this, but she was trying to make us all friends, and I wasn't having. I had one of y'all security throw her out of there. Are we all going to be together again, or are you moving on?
I don't know, because I'm in a good place, and I'm not here for the merry-go-round of you get back together for a few minutes, you do something and say something crazy, and you fall out again publicly. I'm really just not here for that. Sometimes you do have to love people from afar. I really do wish her well. And that just may be what we should be doing, is love each other from afar. Sometimes people don't know how to have friends, and it's okay. I understand, and I just need to stay in my corner, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me speak. Before we take some callers, be sure to like this video. We appreciate the support. It's an easy, free way of supporting the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because you're always getting breaking news when we go live or when we upload daily and consistent hot topics in music and entertainment. Happy Pride Month. Don't forget, for Pride, between June 4th and June 11th, you're going to be getting cameos from me, and all of the profit from that, from the cameos that you book, will go to a charitable organization of my choice, and 20% of Cameo's net profit will be going to that charity as well. All right, we're going to take a couple of callers. We've already posted the link, and we're going to keep this short and sweet because it is Sunday Fun Day brunch hour here on the channel. I'm going to take a couple of callers, and I want to hear what you guys think. Again, please be respectful of everyone. Twan Don is on the line. I'm going to bring you up, Twan. What's going on?
Hey, man. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. What's up, Kempire?
How are you?
Man, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just making sure. Man, I don't know how we're going to do this in a short amount of time, but I'm going to try my hardest to sum it up. I want to take y'all all back to the beginning when Atlanta Housewives first came on. Nene had a seat at the table, I guess, quote unquote, and how she used to have a lot of stuff to say about who stays, who goes, or give her opinion and everything. She have done multiple interviews over the years, talking about how certain people are boring, they don't bring nothing to the show, they probably should lose their peach or whatever, like she did at the Cynthia. Nene, since the beginning, have never taken any responsibility for anything she has done or said. With this interview alone, though, I feel like Jay said, I didn't know who he was at first. My partner and I, we was in bed last night talking about it, and he said, "That's the guy from Love Hip Hop." I'm like, huh? So he lost weight and grew facial hair. So I guess that's what caught me off guard.
Oh, damn!
I feel like in certain ways I was upset at first. No, he did lose weight and he grew facial hair. I didn't know that was him. Like literally,
yes.
That's honest. I'm not being shady. That was the truth.
Okay.
I would say when it came to him, I had mixed feelings. And I feel like what he was doing was his job for the most part, trying to make her feel so comfortable to bring out more of her. Like, I think when she was now knowing that she's somebody with a good Judy of hers and she's comfortable with that, she was willing to spill as he worked it in her favor. The things he was saying, I'm like, okay, I know he can't probably feel this way. When he said what he said about KANDI, I'm just sitting up and like, okay, well, KANDI have done a lot to try to improve the show. And last I checked, she's kind of like in Nene's position back in the day when she was actually more liked. And Nene isn't now. And KANDI is the hot girl because she's a businesswoman. She knows how things work. And KANDI know how to put she know how to separate business from personal.
Mm.
Nene always aimed for people because it was personal. She always felt attacked because and then also the statement she made about Shawnee O'Neal, like if people came for her, Shawnee tried to get him off the show. It was the same for Nene. Like, felt like she contradicted herself right there. Like, you talking about yourself. You used to do that. When people came for you, you tried your hardest to get them off the show. She never have anything positive to say about people. And then she's not a good friend. I wrote down a
Mm.
lot of notes, but I'm not going to be able to get through all these.
Oh, you had notes?
Calling Candy a house Negro. Oh, baby, look. I watched this video twice because I was really, really like, I wanted to come with facts this time and not just, off the top of my mind. Calling Candy a house Negro, but she's the one in the white people face trying to make them do. Well, let's be clear. She did any and everything. When they told her to jump, she jumped high. They never even told her high to jump. Nene jumped really high. And for you to feel some type of way about what's his name, Andy, but then you turn around and you're still speaking highly of him in a way. Like Candy did nothing to you. You were threatened by her famous success when she first got on the show. It showed in everything. Nene has always attacked someone new on the show for the most part in the beginning because she wanted to stay that household name. And I don't care what anybody say, Candy is still an OG because she came season 2. I don't care what anybody say. I feel like season 2 really put them on the map more than season 1.
Ooh.
'Cause I didn't really start watching until season 2 when I heard Candy was going to be on there. But I know we got to pay homage to Nene. She was good, but I think a lot of the fans out here need to blame themselves because when we like somebody, we go hard for somebody, and then their ego blow up from there. And we are responsible for blowing her head up the way that she's blowing. She really thinks she did nothing wrong. And during this whole interview, you don't hear nothing of her saying, I could have done something differently. I had no remorse from this woman at all. And the worst part about it, I still see people, even in the comments here or just everywhere else, they still like Nene is the best. She this, that, third. And and also supporting black people and black shows or anything. All these black people that don't watch this show no more is the reason why the ratings are dropping. And you allow one person who has shown their butt multiple times for years, and you're okay with that. You call the wrong people, like Cynthia. Oh, she's boring. She don't bring nothing. She brings damn. She's a gorgeous woman. She's a woman in her 50s of a certain age that show you how authentic black women should act these days. You don't have to always yell and scream. If everybody was in drama, it would be chaos. Candy, oh, she's boring. She don't bring nothing. She is the only housewife that hired most of her cast members to do something for her. She's the only one that employed these women. When it came to the tour, I'm sure Candy did not even talk to Nene in the way that she said, you can't host the tour no more. I'm sure she didn't say it like that because Candy is too much of a businesswoman. She probably sat her down and told her, like, look, everybody is in agreement, but she was the reason why Nene was supposed to be doing it. So she felt as though she had to bring the news to her. Candy had said that.
Yeah.
Because it was her responsibility. She brought Nene in. Like I just really want people to just open their eyes. I understand y'all love y'all people and y'all entitled to that. But please call y'all people out. It's like it's so unfortunate when she do the things she do. Kenya does it, and she's the worst person on this earth. At least Kenya can apologize. At least if Kenya was in this position right now, you think Kenya would be doing or saying the things that she said? No, Kenya would have been like, I do see my wrongs, and I'm wrong for what I've done. Now, should I be harshly penalized for things? No, but I see my wrong. Nene is not accepting any responsibility on this, and I would just get into a place of liking her. I was so happy for her Lanithia. I'm still happy for the Lanithia. But I really honestly think the fans need to blame themselves, in a sense, because we boost her ego, and we can't control how she used the love and everything, but we also added to it. There's no I in team. It is what it is. And one last thing, Claudia Jordan, she did an interview on the little podcast. I think I don't know if it's a radio show or podcast, but she did an interview, and I saw it on YouTube. And she mentioned how she received her welcome back letter, and she said, if anybody ever want to see it, I got it. She still have it to this day, I guess. But she said she was asked back, but she declined due to the fact that she lives in Dallas, and that she also she just realized this was not for her brand. And she mentioned something about Nene too, but I cannot like really say what it is because I can't remember. But I will say, like, I really want Nene to really just stop this. She don't know how to say no comment or nothing. Like, Nene, the best thing to do is stay silent. Like, you don't watch the show no more, so why you have such an opinion on the direction of the show? You still watch it. You still watch it because you want back. You want back on, and man. But yeah, I would love to become a moderator because man, when I tell you I have not really listened to nobody else, which is not a good thing because I still need to get my facts from everyone else. But I look forward to you coming on, and I'd be like, man, I need to find out how to become one of those moderators on his joint because I have a lot of I have a lot in my head about these topics.
Twan, consider
but Marlo,
consider it done.
I appreciate it. Marlo, and I said that was going to be the last one, but Marlo, yes, I agree, but I really think she deserves it, and I think the network needs to give it to her. But when I think about really, I think she needs to take a break from the show for like one season, so we can really see, what's missing. And when she's gone, she needs to come back to that table and just like, hey, so what's up with that peach? And I really think she needs to start exploring other options because Marlo, she's good for TV too. And I'm proud of her for coming back without Nene. And I think that's another reason why Nene was so bitter about what she said about her. Because look how nice she was about anybody that, like she still said something nice about Andy. She still said something nice about Tiny. And, but this, that, that. But then you have a comment to say. Anytime when she fucks with a person, she has always said something nice and then just said what she said. Now, I feel like if she would have said, Marlo's my girl, you know that, but I still don't think she deserved it. That would have been different. But we know something's going on with those two because she had not said nothing like that. In previous interviews, she has always said something nice about Marlo before she said her so-called true opinion on how she feels. But that's all I have for you in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Twan and Don. I appreciate your opinion. Everyone was loving what you were saying. People were saying you were speaking facts.
Oh, I appreciate y'all, because I had to redeem myself from yesterday because I'm like, I felt like I was all over the place. That's why I said I had to get my notes, write it down while I typed it up in my other iPhone. And I just wanted to, stay on track because I feel like I was a little bit all over the place yesterday, so they didn't really understand where I was coming from. I'm not a hater. I'm a Kenya Moore fan, a KANDI fan, and I will call them out in a heartbeat if they said anything out of the way, because I look at the realness of it. I don't look at it just because I'm a fan that I got to have their back 110%. Everybody is wrong in some way, shape, or fashion, and I'm going to call you out on it. My own mama get called out, so trust and believe. If my mama get called out, everybody getting called out.
Thank you so much, Twan and Don. We have quite a few people on the line, so I have to go.
Awesome. Enjoy your food that I sent y'all.
All right, I'm going to take a couple of calls because I really didn't want this to go over an hour, but look, it is what it is. You guys enjoy it. You guys are watching it. I appreciate everyone supporting the channel. We have over 500, almost 550 people in the chat. Like this video. It gets it out to more people. We appreciate the support. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics, even hot topic shorts. That's hot topics in under a minute. Anyways. All right, Daisha, I'm going to bring you up. Hello? I can't hear you. Daisha, I'm going to drop you. Call back in. All right. Hold on. I'm going to bring up a couple of familiar faces. Miriam's here. St. J is here. Shantae is here. Hey, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
I'm going to start with Shantae. Shantae, what are your thoughts on this new Nene interview?
So she wasn't given anything she hasn't given before. Woe is me. I'm a victim. I did agree. The same things that you said she seemed on point about. I do agree with that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with that. But a lot of this just makes it hard for me to feel bad for her because I peeped her from the jump.
Oh, not peeped her from the jump.
Peeped her. I peeped her. I caught what she was. I feel like I caught what she was about from the jump. She's always had Queen Bee syndrome. I've said that the whole time. She's always had Queen Bee syndrome. She's always like being the center of attention, but it went further than that. She was so transparent in the way she would treat people and just be nasty towards them for no apparent reason. So it just comes up, like I said, it just stuff like that makes it hard for me to feel bad for her. Like her delusions of grandeur. She did not put Andy or Bravo on the map.
You said delusions of grandeur. I've always loved that term, and the fact that you
delusions of grandeur. You gotta, well, you know what? We're gonna say it. We're gonna trademark the way we say it. We say delusions of grandeur.
No,
That's
okay.
what we'll say. So yeah, but she's always had them. Like I get somebody being excited to have a new venture in life, be on a show. I mean, let's face it, this show has made Nene Leakes as we know.
Household name.
Right. It's made her as we know her. But then I think somewhere along the way, she kind of she got bit too hard by the bug. And like I said, I started peeping her really nasty ways. I really think she tried some calculated things behind the scenes that she hoped wouldn't get out. People caught on to certain things. And I might be the one that stands alone on this, but season 2, regardless of how you feel about Kim, I think she was trying a very calculated way to get Kim kicked off the show by suggesting she do blackface. Remember when they were doing that alter ego photo shoot and she kept referring back to when when Kim and Sheree were like, I'm the black version of you and blah, blah, blah. And but that was her. I really think that was a calculated thing because her knowing that this was a new part of the franchise, they had the most black viewers. People were going to get outraged and call for Kim to kick off the show. And how would it not happen? You can't convince me otherwise that was a joke. I'm sorry. Regardless of how you feel about Kim now. As opposed to how you might feel about her then. When she, just look at how nasty she was from the jump about Kandi. One of the first things she said in her talking head, I think Candy's just a little bit ghetto.
Yeah. Why oh my God, you're bringing us back. What quote?
I remember it all. I never forget. I never forget. And the thing about it, Nene acts like she's the only one that's going to be worth. She basically is somebody that acts like she never had nothing. There's a lot of women on these shows on the franchise that, hit it big when they first got on there. You may not call them humble, but they're not these delusional monsters either. And she's not that far removed from when her and Greg used to be caught scamming people for rental deposits.
Allegedly.
No, it's not alleged. That made the news. That was put out there. That's still up on YouTube. When Greg was practicing real estate without a license. That's still up.
Okay, I understand that part, but we can't say they were scamming. They weren't convicted of it.
Yeah. It's still illegal. They scam people. People don't just come out and lie and say, no. So I think just a lot of it is just once you give somebody something they probably want it so bad, or it's just so different from what they used to be, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to treat it. They don't know how to be humble. They don't know how to just be a better person. Because you know how they say money makes you 10 times more or more of what you really are. And Nene's just become an asshole with money.
Dang.
Okay. A delusional asshole with money.
Okay.
A mouthy asshole with money.
All right, stop saying the A word.
A lying a-hole with money. And she was, look, the thing about it, when Nene first came on, she was fun. She was like that fun aunt everybody has in their family that you look forward to seeing all the time. You may not mess with the rest of your family, but you got to see Aunt Nene. You love you some Aunt Nene. That's how I looked at her.
I wish I had an Aunt Nene, to be honest. I had to think.
Really?
I was thinking, like, do I have an aunt? I have an aunt that's probably the one I'm closest to, but I wouldn't say she was like an Aunt Nene, though.
Right. See, I'm Aunt Tay Tay. I'm like the Mame to my niece and nephew. I'm their Auntie Mame. I'm the fun aunt. But anyway, Nene she just had that fun vibe about her. And then it's like the more people came in, it seemed like she felt like they were killing her vibe and she didn't know how to act. She couldn't just resolve to maybe keep out of their space if she felt envious. And like I said, it's caused her to do a lot of things that have really put people off of her, including her castmates. And I do believe Sheree, when she tried to say that Nene tried to take that opportunity from her when they were going to co-host that event in Philly. You don't remember that episode?
Yes.
When they met in the restaurant and she got Prison Bae on the phone?
Exactly. I'm about to say Prison Bae.
And as soon as Prison Bae got on the phone and she put him on speaker, Nene starts getting her voice louder and she got up out of her seat. I'm like, yep, she did it. She did it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I'm just seeing a lot in her. It's like she's trying to play victim, but it's like, no, but we didn't forget all of this and all of that. So
apparently you haven't forgotten a thing.
I sure haven't. Nope.
Say, Jay, what are your thoughts on this new interview with Jason Lee and Nene Leakes on Hollywood Unlocked on Fox? So, Sing Jay? I can't hear you, St. J. St. J, try call back in because StreamYard's weird. Miriam, I know you've been waiting.
Yes, I have been waiting, and I have notes too.
Oh,
First of all,
oh,
yes,
y'all know.
because what she said a lot. The problem, what she did was gaslighting, in the meaning she brought up factual things that happen in life and tried to conflate them in order to promote her narrative. Let me start with why things changed or why Bravo changed with her. She wasn't showing up to events of other women. Her analogy about basketball wives oddly fits her like a glove. Wasn't everyone who would try to criticize her or do something good be she would go against that person? She would annihilate that person? She was fun till up to season 2 when everybody started saying, like the celebrities, that their guilty pleasure is housewives. This is when she started to change, and unfortunately for the worse. It's just like Champagne said, money makes you 10 times what you were before, and she's a narcissist person. It's all about her all the time. I'm not bashing it. I really miss the Nene of season 2. But the moment she started, she's here and everybody's down there. This was her demise. And I'm really disappointed because I was hoping that what happened, the fallout between her and Bravo, she would have had some humble pie and she would have changed. But what she's doing, she's showing to be a true fan. She's watching the show, and now oddly she's the one commenting on them, and she would always have a lot of things to say about people who do what she's doing now. About MARLO, she's mad about MARLO, that MARLO stayed on the show. For her, she demands blind loyalty. I'm not in the show, why are you still filming with them? And now MARLO to have a peach, I think she should, because now she has a different stage in her life. And you know what? If she holds a peach, she will make more money. Are you a black woman, empowering black woman, and all you did was this other black woman? Make it make sense, people. KANDI. I was conflicted with KANDI because she brought up a good point, Nene, about, when it was for me, she cut me off her show. But when it's to T.I. and Tiny, she's still touring with them. That, you know what? But Tiny is her lifelong friend. And something we learned to know about KANDI is that she is loyal to a fault to her people. And until she is convicted, she will have her back. Even if she is convicted, KANDI is going to be the one taking care of things for her if she goes away. I don't know if it's true or
Not
not.
if she goes away.
Horrible. Well, the allegations are horrible.
Yes.
I am not overlooking that. I'm not here defending T.I. and Tiny. I'm not. That's a valid point. But then again, if KANDI's going to remember you the way you came at her because of Tardy for the Party, that's her biggest beef. One of her biggest beef with KANDI is that KANDI produced Tardy for the Party to Kim, not her, did not include her. And because KANDI, she was a household name before the show. This show, Nene, she was a character in it. She didn't put the housewives on the map. She became a household name because of housewife. This is where she's really delusional. So and the show is still going without her. Listen, these ladies, they brought it despite of the pandemic. Okay, and everybody's going to be tuning in next season because of latest, happenings. And so for Nene to think that she's the only one in the franchise, no, she is not, and she is she's sour. She is jealous because the show is still going. It was trending because of Bolo, and now it's trending again because of Portia's choices. And she's not included. So what a way to insert herself and promote Lenithia launch, which I'm really rooting for it to succeed, because I feel like this is where Nene shines. Being a host, just be a host. You're going to talk about the housewives, but don't diss them. Don't speak badly about them. At least she took some accountability about the way she She didn't know how to handle the heckler. But don't attack KANDI for going to the big bosses. KANDI, like her or not, she brought change. Now, when you say lady boss in the housewives, first it was only Bethany. Now it's Bethany and KANDI. They are really the ones who have an empire. It's not because they married rich. It was them do themselves, and KANDI was doing it. For me, KANDI, we can validate her accomplishments more because she was the it before the show. She used the show for her new things, for her other things, to branch out. But
I mean, in all fairness, in regards to KANDI's career, it was fledgling at that point, but she still had a name for herself. I see people in the comments are questioning what KANDI had at the time. Yes, KANDI had a lot. We knew her from Escape. We knew her from the writing that she was doing, but her career was sort of at a standstill, and then it went back up with the Housewives. I just want to clarify that.
I'm not saying fame. Yes, but like connecting KANDI name with her face, yes, it was the show. But she has been cashing checks in the dark. Like, she wrote those songs. Nobody can take that away from her. She's still, every time, one of her songs that the biggest names in the music industry were singing, and the new ones that are picking up her song, she's making money. She really, I feel like at this point, she brings validation to the housewives to take that stigma off that, oh, the housewives don't come here just as a come up. You know what I mean? We have household names that are part of the franchise. And when KANDI mentioned Nene, she didn't diss her. She did not. She was saying,
KANDI has
like,
been
we
very
miss Nene in the show.
KANDI has been very political in regards to how she handles the Nene questions, because they're always being asked about each other. And I have to say, I think KANDI always handles it in a respectful way, and I can appreciate that. But that's the Taurus in her. I see we have another caller that's familiar. Danielle, what are your thoughts on this Nene interview?
Okay, so one, I feel like I have to go back and watch the interview. I was dreading and trying not to watch it. But now,
why?
I don't know, because I feel like and I'm assuming this because, again, I haven't watched it. I just feel like she's not going to, or she didn't say anything we didn't already know. I think Sean kind of said that earlier. She's been gone off of social media for a while. She was quiet. We hadn't heard from her. Things were calm. And again, everything Jason asked, based on the clips that you've shown so far, he was kind of just retouching or revisiting things that we had already talked about before. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch it. It's whatever. But now I am going to go back and watch it. But I called in. I wasn't going to call in, but I called in to say, because I'm in the comments, I'm looking. And I feel like Atlanta, Nene did help start Atlanta because she was one of the originals. She was fun. We loved her. She was fake singing, her and Kim. Like, it was fun at first.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like Shantae said earlier, money makes you more what you already are. And when Nene got more money and she started cashing those Trump checks and started doing the other shows, her head got too big. But to give her credit, yes, she did help start the franchise and get us to like it and watch it in the beginning. And she has flipped. And I don't feel any type of way about Nene. Like, she was never my favorite. I think when she was on the show, I really didn't have a favorite back then. And I remember bumping into her in the airport here when she was opening up her shop here at the MGM hotel.
Swag Boutique.
I bumped into her at the airport, and she was really nasty to the people that were trying to come up to her. And I've always felt some type of way about that. Chubb Rock told us back in the day, you got to give these kids and your fans their credit, their autographs, pictures, whatever it is, because if they don't support you, then you have nothing. Chubb Rock told us that way back in the day.
Which is very true of this channel. We have almost 600 people watching. Like this video, because without you liking and watching, I would be just talking to myself. Ladies, go ahead, Danielle. Finish your thought.
I was just going to finish with, I just feel like, one, it's okay for people to glow up, grow up, but don't be nasty about it. I think that's the part that we were looking for Nene not to be. We don't want her to be nasty. We want her to have accountability, take ownership, apologize when she needs to apologize. And we were expecting that of her, watching her mature into this businesswoman. We're not getting that. So I think it's a little more of a disappointment and not really hating on her like people were saying in the comment. No one is hating on her. I think we were expecting something different and we're just disappointed.
And you know what? Sometimes that takes the interviewer as well. You know, sometimes you have to have an interviewer that's not trying to get clicks and views, and not saying that's what Jason was trying to do, but sometimes the interviewer, if you're a good interviewer, you can make that experience and that interview very different for people listening and watching. But with that being said, one of the things that we forgot to talk about in regards to the interview that Nene Leakes did with Jason Lee on Hollywood Unlocked on Fox Soul was the relationship with Cynthia Bailey. So I thought this was interesting because she confirms that they're no longer friends, but if she was to see her, she would raise her hand, hi, but it was pretty much shade. Pretty much they are no longer friends, but she is still friends with Peter Thomas, Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband, and she revealed that Peter came and looked at the Lenithia Lounge and gave her some ideas for the Lenithia Lounge. I thought that was interesting. Miriam, what are your thoughts on the relationship deterioration of Cynthia and Nene? Those were real friends.
Okay, wrong road. Nene, she's taking advice from Peter, who closed down, had 3 unsuccessful bars. Like, oh please, that's the wrong road. Okay, I would just advise her not to go to someone who had successful businesses. That's the thing with Nene. She prides herself to be a good friend, but from what we saw all along, she is not. She wasn't even graceful to her biggest cheerleader, Marlo, let alone Cynthia. She was cool with Cynthia as long as Cynthia was, yes. But the moment that Cynthia started coming like, no, sometimes I don't agree with you, she did not like that. And not only that, if Cynthia would become friendly with people that Nene wasn't feeling, that was a problem for her. So she doesn't know how to be a friend. She wants everybody to be like blindly loyal and devout to her. Whatever she wants happens. And this is not hate. There is someone commented here that we are hating on Portia and Nene. First of all, we're not talking about Portia here. And Nene,
yes,
I don't hate her. Exactly. And I'm not hating on Nene. I'm really disappointed. I was hoping she came to show herself that different. Like, okay, I've taken some time off and I am not what I was becoming. And she is being very calculated by not really throwing shade at Andy, saying that she considered him to be like a part of a family, just like you said. Like, oh, so you call your family racist? And then she speaks racist slurs. Like, this is my problem with people who pretend to empower like their own just because they belong to that category. Meanwhile, their actions do exactly the opposite. You are a Black woman. Really be gracious when other Black women or Black people succeed. Don't, even if you feel some type of way inside of you, be smart and political, just like KANDI is. Because KANDI, she can feel it's some type of way of you, but she would never be like a rock in your road. And she tried to take people out of the show so many times. This is why the analogy to the basketball wives thing is so ironic. Like, this is what you basically always wanted. You said, oh, she pretended to be the one that was responsible for Claudia's exit. And fast forward, we've seen proof that Claudia, she was asked to be brought back as a friend of the show. She didn't want to.
No.
Simple as
and,
that.
I think it's important to say something, because I do think the analogy she brought was very valid for basketball wise, but it was interesting how she associated it with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, even though she's the Shawnee of Atlanta, even though she doesn't have the title credit. All right,
That's what I mean.
ladies, stay on the line. I want to take some callers and hear what people are saying. Stay on the line. Leisha, I'm going to bring you up. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
What are your thoughts on this?
I think Nene is full of shit. I think
well,
Nene,
no cursing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think Nene forgot that she was an employee of Bravo. I think that she thought that she was an executive, and she's always said to the other girls that she was on top, or they weren't on her level. And I think she got her feelings hurt, and things weren't what she thought they were. And she, as a result, she's burnt now. She's burnt. She did start the franchise with the other girls from the beginning. But Nene just became she was the cool auntie at first, season 1, season 2, season 3, what have you. But it was like when she got that new normal check, she just flipped and became somebody that we all couldn't stand.
Yeah. Oof. Ugh. What did you think about some of the other things that she said in regards to her relationship with Kandi? I think that was the biggest part of this interview that stood out to me. It was almost slanderous what she was saying about Kandi.
It was very slanderous. I think that Kandi has always been a threat when it comes to Nene. Like the other caller said, Kandi didn't necessarily have the fame, but she's well known in Atlanta. We all knew the work that she had done, with the songwriting and what have you. But I think that Kandi has always been a threat, because you got to look at it. The ones that started the franchise, they were just regular people. And then they start to bring other people into the franchise that were already made. Cynthia already had a modeling career. Kenya had done her thing with modeling. So I just think that Kandi has always been a threat when it came to Nene.
Yeah. Leisha, I appreciate you calling in. We have quite the line. I want to get to everyone's thoughts. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
Leslie, I'm going to bring, not Leslie, sorry. Lala, I'm going to bring you up if you're ready. I'm looking at the ceiling right now. Okay, I'm not going to bring you up because oh, wait. Are you ready? Hold on. Lala?
I'm ready, not ready.
No, not, okay, all right. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I want to round this out. Let me just say, Natalia. Natalia, the last minute thoughts? Okay, I know some of you guys call in just to listen behind the scenes. That's fine. I'm going to bring up, just because I want to round this out, I'm going to bring up some people so you guys can share your last minute thoughts. Hold on 1 second. Twan's here. Okay, I'm going to start with Twan. I just want to round out this conversation. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Nene Leakes' new interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. As I said before, we will be posting and citing our sources, as always, in the description of this video. Also in the description of this video, you can find links to our podcast where you're able to cuss and talk about pretty much anything. So I want to make sure that you guys subscribe. We have a new episode that came out Friday, so be sure to check it out. It's called The Face of a Cheating Wife. If you've been following what's been going on, stay tuned. More will be coming out from Up and Adam's exclusive interview with Fallon Gobadi. We will be covering every single bit of it, so be sure to follow and subscribe to Up and Adam's YouTube channel so you never miss out on what's going on over there. Shout out to all my mods and shout out to everyone for the super chat. I missed the super chat. Hold on, let me go back. Patty, thank you so much for the super chat. Patty says this: everyone welcome Rafilwe Sorinyen from Botswana, Kempire Strong. I hope I probably butchered that name. I apologize. Thank you so much for the super chat, Patty. Appreciate you supporting the channel. And as I said before, liking this video is another great and free way of supporting the channel. And of course, sharing this video and sharing your thoughts. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section after the live. Let me know your thoughts on this hot topic. But of course, be respectful of the panel, myself, and other commenters in the comment section. Okay, I'm going to start with Twan. Last minute thoughts on this interview. Twan, we can't hear you. Twan, call back in. Do me a favor and call back in. Danielle, last minute thoughts on this?
Okay, I think that one thing we need to remember, we keep comparing Nene's, air quotations, professionalism, business etiquette to Kandi's. Everyone doesn't have that gift of knowing how to handle business or having business etiquette. Nene comes from, let's just say, the stripper. She comes from, to be nice, humble beginnings. Kandi has been in the entertainment business since she was a child. So she's probably learned things along the way, made mistakes, which has made her have that strategic brain that she has. And I think to keep comparing the two is kind of unfair because everyone doesn't have that strategy brain to be in business. So I think where it would be nice if Nene had it, I think the other part we're looking for her, again, to be humble and apologetic where she's made mistakes and come back like, you know what, I effed up, I shouldn't have done this. And I also think behind the scenes, because Nene, it seems like she has that crabs in a barrel mentality when it comes to comparing herself to the other ladies. So where we would like for her to uplift these other Black women that she's on this platform, that she was on this platform with, it feels like she was out for self. So she's doing stuff behind the scenes, trying to build her brand, trying to build her business. And let's not forget, when she got off, when she left those few seasons, because she was doing those Fox shows, and she thought she made it. She didn't think she was coming back. That Bama thought she was out here cashing Trump checks, and she did not think she was.
I was sure that Trump check. She kept on saying Trump checks, but I think it was one check.
It probably was one check, but remember how she went to LA and she really thought she was not coming back. She had moved to LA. Remember Kenya gave her furniture so she could furnish her place in LA. That lady thought she was not coming back to Atlanta. So
you guys are so funny with your memories. Go ahead.
Yeah, because Kenya did a LA thing. Kenya was out there doing those Z-list movies, and Kenya was doing her thing, and she had the furniture. But I think we're giving Nene too much credit in the world of business. And I think we just got to charge it to. She doesn't know. She never knew, and she might not ever get it. And that's her fault because, again, she has to take a step back and look at herself and just charge it to the game and stop. I just wanted to shut up. I really just want Nene to be quiet.
Yeah, look, I have to say this. I have to say, first of all, Miriam, mute Mike.
Sorry, I need to laugh.
I know. That's why I said to mute your mic. It's okay to laugh, but it interferes with everyone else that's talking. Okay. No offense, but I'm trying to think of people that are watching afterwards. I want them to hear everyone. Twan the Don, last minute thoughts on this topic. Thank you, Danielle.
Hey everyone. I just want to say what's up, Mariam. What's up, everybody? I can't see her name underneath Mariam. What's up, baby? Oh, Shantae. Hey, Shantae. I would say my last thoughts would be I'm gonna pray for Nene. I really do want to pray for her. Not to be shady, but I'm coming from a real kind of like odd place when it comes to like just her being who she is. And I mean, the older you get, and when you don't accept responsibility, the older you become more bitter. And I've noticed that with a lot of seniors out here, when I see like old, nasty, bitter people, it's mainly because all their life they just never saw their wrongdoing or accepted, and Nene still going down the wrong hole. And I think honestly, she's doing the same thing she did when she was on Housewives, like when she was promoting and everything. She has always been so negative, but I think she's so stuck in that time. Like I think she needs to find a way to get out of it. Like maybe she needs to like take a major break from everything, social media, TV, period. Like the light, because the lights are so bright in her eyes, she can't see no direction that she's going in. She's like a deer caught in the headlight right now. And I wish her the best, to be honest. Because I hate to see a successful Black woman be this way. Kandi has done nothing but try to make this better for everybody. And the fact that she can't see it, she has to be the one to pull all these tricks, and she's not. And she's upset because Kandi has that business mindset when she's striving to, like, first of all, let's be clear. Look how long it took for her to start a business, period. Since the first time she was on Housewives to the time she first started a business. Why you wait all these years to finally want to do this? KANDI came on the scene and she was instantly like, look how many spin-offs she has. Regardless of how boring KANDI may seem to us, as viewers, guess what? Well, and I say us because I'm a human as well. I'm a viewer, but she's not born to me. I think she brings a different light. She's an entrepreneur. She's a intelligent Black woman that's not going to be taken advantage of, and she knows how to put her private stuff to side just so she can be able to make room for anybody else that's trying to come up, because she knew her come up wasn't as easy, but she was blessed, and she's trying to share the blessing with a lot of people. It's not just about KANDI. It's about everybody that's, sitting up here trying to make it. And if she can shine light on all these other people other than her, because she already had the light. She had the light for years. She knew how it feels to be in the light. So she didn't have to come the way Nene came. Nene had to make a name for herself, and I'm proud that she did. But you have a bad stamp on you now because this is what you're known for. So I just wish Nene the best. I pray for her, and I pray that she just get that hateration out of her blood. And I pray that her fans actually wake up too, because she's good for TV. I miss her on it, but she's not the queen bee. And for her to compare herself to the actual queen bee, Beyonce, okay, sis, okay.
Twan, thank you so much for calling in.
Y'all have a blessed one.
You too. Happy Sunday. Shantae, last minute thoughts on this hot topic.
Yeah, so I think Nene definitely needs Bravo more than Bravo needs her. I think she realizes that, and she's just been on a tangent ever since. She's been on this woe is me tour between her going on Tamron, now on this show, crying, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? Just go on with your merry little life, figure out your next step. And if Bravo wants to call you back, then go back. But they don't need her. They do need to, however, figure out how they're going to cast the show a little bit better instead of casting people that only stick around for a season or two. Because they've just like completely dropped the ball, I think, on the last 2 seasons. Eva could have stayed around. I actually liked Eva as a housewife.
Okay.
But other than that, once I think she just like people have been saying, she got a big head. Every opportunity she got, everything that came her way. And it just caused her to be nastier and nastier and act like she wasn't going to have a bubble that was going to burst. And now we see her, like I said, on her little woe is me tour. And now it's like, no, we ain't trying to hear it. We've been seeing it. So I just look forward to the next interview she does. If she repeats herself, says the same mess, who knows? But she's done with Bravo, or rather Bravo's done with her.
Is Ben Crump her lawyer? Because she did talk about she still has her lawyer. Because I know she was talking about I don't know if she wanted to sue Bravo, but she definitely had lawyers involved.
Probably, because I know that her. But then that's another thing. I know it was either her agent or an attorney she had for something else, and people were so surprised she didn't have a Black attorney.
Oh, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. Not that it's a big deal to me, but that was something I remember that stuck out to a lot of people. I was like, oh. So, but I really think deep down, she's just tormented about a lot of things. She came into money and she just didn't know how to act. And unfortunately, a lot of people are that way, and she's one of those people.
Oh.
And make Twan a moderator.
I'm just waiting. Twan, I need you to comment in the comment section. It just makes it easier for me to make you a moderator. Twan is definitely going to be a moderator.
Yes, Twan for mod.
Twan for mod.
I can't. Makia, thank you so much. I think I pronounced that correctly. Makia, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so glad I came across you. I subscribe and look forward to your future lives. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. We have over 550 people in the chat. Like this video. It's a great and easy way of supporting the channel. Also, don't forget you're getting daily and consistent hot topics. So be sure to subscribe. Miriam, last minute thoughts on this hot topic.
Well, let me apologize that Danielle cracked me up and I laughed on live. So it was funny what she said.
No, it was funny. It was
it.
definitely funny. I just don't think you realize that your mic was on, and that once someone else talks, sometimes it blocks out what people are saying, so they don't even hear what someone's saying.
It was funny. She's funny.
Because people love to say I'm telling you to be quiet.
Well, yeah, I know, and you do. So anyways, it's your channel. It's okay. It's your channel. your rules, your land, your rules. I just like since we talked about Twan, he mentioned that this is Nene's first business, and some people in the chat brought up a good point. No, this is not her first business. She has a store. I think she tried the hairline, but they didn't stick. Maybe this is why we think this is her first business.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I just have to correct you though. She does have Swag Boutique. They're both still open, and she has a wig line that's still. She talked about that in the interview as well.
Yeah. This is why I wanted you to. I knew that you knew more to say it, because like I don't want people to think we are hating on Nene.
No.
She was hating on the franchise in her interview. She wasn't gracious to anyone. She called herself Beyonce, meaning like she's the nucleus. Without her, there is no Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she checked out as soon as she started getting other businesses. I think Nene, she something which we all are guilty of. She didn't have the vision of being a business owner. I can never be a business owner. This is me too. And this is why she was so happy when she started getting other gigs. But she didn't know that she needed to learn to play the game, to stay in the game. Well, as soon as she got like other gigs, she really checked out of Housewives. Like what she did, I understand. The women were disrespectful, being late. I agree with her. But what she did, leaving them out, not welcoming them in, that was really other level. There is a way of you, if you are right, when you do another wrong, although you're not the one that started, but sometimes it really makes just matters worse. And if you are the voice of reason, the matriarch of the franchise, she should have carried herself differently, not leaving the woman outside saying, no, you guys are not welcome to my home because you came late. She goes late to her own events.
Wait, I have to defend her on that one. I agree.
No, I agree. Yeah, but she does that too. She doesn't go. Remember when she did that, her last event when she wanted to bring women to talk and she was late to her own event?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So this is my thing. You cannot call someone else about something you've done recently in your last season in the Housewives. Like she just did that. It's not we are holding a grudge, but we are avid watchers and we remember. Like when I was going down there memory lane with Shantae. Like yes, she did all that. I don't want to say she's insecure, but she shows traits of insecurity. And I don't want to say that she is not a good friend to anyone, but to the people we see on the show, she hasn't been. She's not friends with any of them. And I feel like she was very political with and shady to Portia at the same time in her interview, because I think she sees opportunity of bringing African men to the lounge. Did you catch that? Oh, I don't know about that if it's a thing, but bring them on to the Lamitia lounge.
I mean, she's a businesswoman. I don't blame her.
That was a smart. I don't blame her. I was going to say, that was a smart. I wish the shade stayed like that to all of them, not only when she has financial gain, because this is the problem. When you get to a franchise like that and you're blessed with people loving you, and at some point she was the ultimate favorite across all franchises. For you to lose that, have a vision to keep that. You will gain maybe people who want to agree with you along the way, but keep the core of your fan base. When you're dissing the whole franchise, when we still like other women, it's kind of like you're dissing, like we're enjoying it without you there. Just have a vision. I hope her launch succeeds so that she can host an event there. The housewives can go all there. That's an idea, Bravo. Carlos King, if you're listening.
Carlos King is no longer part of them.
I know, but if
Miriam, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your thoughts.
Okay, gonna go to Costco now.
Yes, I was about to say you can go to Costco now. Bye. I see we have a couple people on the line. I'm going to take a last-minute callers just because, look, this is our talk show here on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. You're missing out on daily and consistent content. If you haven't liked this video, be sure to like the video. I see Sophia. I'm going to bring you up. Hey. You're muted. Sophia. All right. You're muted.
Hi.
I can't hear. Oh, there we go.
Hi. Well, I'm just of came in on the end of it, but I heard Nene, and as always, she's down in Kandi or whatever Kandi is. She's never supported Kandi like she should, and I feel like that they could be powerful women in a lot of things. She could do the same as Kandi if she would kind of encounter with her. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, Kandi, we're not on the same page on a lot of stuff, but I respect you as a woman. I respect you as a business. You got it together. Kind of talking. And I don't think Kandi is the type that would hate on you trying to do better, because she's always giving people knowledge of the things that she's gone through and how to better your business or how to even get in a business. I just think because of the way Nene is, if you're not riding her coattail or kissing up to her or doing what it is, then she really doesn't have anything good to say to you. It's like you're the one with the problem. And I think she loses a lot of friendship and a lot of people that are willing to help her because of her. And it has nothing to do with that other person. She makes it like that, but it's pretty much Nene, the way Nene is. And I just really think if she got off of her high horse or whatever and just talked to Kandi woman to woman, Kandi would be more than happy to help her get to whatever it is that she really needs to do as far as bettering her business. Because, Candi's had flaws or whatever too, but she doesn't try to hide it or act like she's this or that. She owns up to it, she corrects it, and she gets it done.
Most definitely.
That's pretty much
So,
all I have to say on that. And I'm going to get off and give it to the next person.
thank you so much,
You have a
Sophia.
good day.
You too. I love that. I agree. I agree. Kandi helps a lot of different people over her career. Alicia, I'm going to bring you up if you're ready.
Ready.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey.
How are you?
Okay, so pretty good. Yourself?
Good, good. What are your
Thanks for
thoughts?
having me. So my thoughts is it's like a double-edged sword for Nene. And I'm not a Nene fan, and I didn't really like her when she first came on, and I grew to like her because she's such a big personality. I often wonder, what I would do in that situation. So you have this show, and she comes out as the breakout, star of the show. And not only that, she's carrying the show on her back, right? She sees her friend gets a spinoff. She's still on the show. She goes out to do other things, which is not only building her name, but she's doing it off a lot of negativity. Because when the show first started, everyone was kind of like interested. It was their guilty pleasure, right? But we were all kind of like, we don't like this behavior. And because she was the loudest one, it was just like, we really don't like her behavior. So fast forward to now you're the breakout star. These other people are gone. The show was built around you and your friends. And it was that dynamic, which was a little bit easier to deal with, right? Your boundaries, your barriers. Now you have to create new boundaries because you have new people coming on. And not only are these new people coming on, they have brands themselves. They've been in the business, whatever business they've been in, for quite some time. I don't think Nene has been in that business. Nene has had, to work hard. She's had to hustle to get to where she's at, right? So these people already have brands. These people already have businesses, and these people are who they are, and they're all kind of like A type personalities, kind of strong. So she has to not only navigate where the show came from, but continue to be the backbone when needed, but also bring the show forward, but also work with these other people who may have their other ideas. So, and she has to make friends with them. I noticed that when Kandi came onto the show, Nene kind of changed a little bit, and it's like she felt threatened. And I couldn't understand why, because Kandi didn't come on the show like, hey, I'm the new HBIC.
Mhm.
But then we later learned that Kandi was the highest paid. That's what Kenya said. Kandi was the highest paid housewife and not Nene. So that might have been the thing, because she starts to become phased out. And we see during that time, too, other housewives, other franchises, the top biller, they're being phased out as well. So it's like, when is my turn coming? What's going to happen? So that creates a lot of instability and a lot of insecurity as well.
Mm.
That said, Nene, part of what makes Nene Nene is the fact that she has this big personality. She also has this ego that goes along with it. And I feel like her friendships are semi-conditional. So it's like, allow me to do wrong by you on the show and then say sorry and then we're good. But then I'm going to do it again, you know? And it's like, you have got to be friends with someone. And I think that she doesn't have the foresight or the understanding to know that her position with Bravo is friendly, but it's also transactional. They're a business. They're trying to grow. They're trying to make more money. And yes, they're going to use you. Then they're going to use the next person with the biggest names, which is why Andy's going and plugging all these people like Kathy Hilton and, you know, because they want people to come to their network. They're building their network. And when you're no longer serving that, then you're going to be ousted. So the thing is that you have to have something to back it up. You have to have something going on in the background. So when your turn comes, it just is what it is. And when you leave, leave on top. Leave with people thinking the best of you so that when you go off to do these other things, you're not attracting this negativity that you might have had on the show. Nene, mark my words, will be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she's saying all these races, calling them races, but she's going to have to come with a reckoning of saying, hey, I called them races. Now I'm back on the show. How is she going to handle that? And mark my words, in a few more years, she's going to be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. COVID ain't over. She has a place, the Lenithia in Duluth, which is absolutely beautiful from the pictures I've seen on Instagram. But if something happens with that, if something happens with swag, because life happens, you know, and this is something you'd be able to fall back on and film with, even if you just came for a spot or friends and still get some quick money. But you need to have someone you can film with. So you need to leave on a good note with the people that you're working with and still have a working relationship with these people so they bring you back on. So, and I think that that's something that she has to think about, but her pride and ego gets in the way. And like I said, mark my words, she will be back on. She'll be back on. And
Alicia
give it a couple of seasons. She'll be back. And we'll all be watching to see what she do.
Alicia, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your insight.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
You too. Guys, I didn't expect to go this long, but it is what it is. If you're just tuning in, this is the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on Kempire Radio's YouTube channel, our podcast affiliated YouTube channel. We're also live on Facebook. So follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're also airing live on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to all my mods. Shout out to everyone that dropped by with a super chat or called in. We want to continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be respectful of everyone in the comment section. You can share your opinions no matter if you like Nene, you don't like Nene, you agree with what Nene said, or you agree with what Jason Lee was saying. We have posted the link in the description of this video when you refresh it, because you know here on the channel we like to cite our sources. It is what it is. The conversation was interesting. I found it interesting. I watched it a couple of times. I agree a lot with what everyone was saying. I would like to see Nene go on and do bigger and better things. She was for a moment and then it didn't pan out. And that could be for various reasons. I will point out, though, that she does have multiple businesses right now. She has Swag Boutique in the DMV and Atlanta. She also has the Nethia Lounge in Atlanta. So also she has a new wig line. She was promoting all of that in her new interview. As I said before, be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. That is it for our Sunday Fun Day brunch situation, brunch hour that turned into almost 2 hours, which is okay. I enjoyed the conversation and I wanted to give everyone an opportunity to call in and share their thoughts. Shout out to my mods. I appreciate you guys holding it down. I saw we had quite a few situations in the chat. Look, it is what it is. We are over 14,000 subscribers, heading to the new worlds of 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, and so much more. Don't forget, this week we will be recapping 90 Day Fiancé. We will be recapping Shah's the Sunset and Married to Medicine, and quite a few other different shows. We also will be doing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of New York. We are going to continue these conversations. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we go live, when there's breaking news. There was breaking news at the top of the show. If you missed it, listen to the live at the very beginning. And of course, when we upload. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Appreciate you being a part of the show.